6 matches in a row, but 3 matches in 2 days and now a 4th match coming up, that's an awful lot.
Normally that would be a problem, but I don't think it will be tonight for 3 reasons. One is the gym has not been very hot. 2, we've won all our matches in 3-0, so they've only played 9 sets. And then finally they've been able to use a lot of players off the bench because of the depth of the team.
You mentioned depth. It's been a team effort in each of the 3 victories in this invitational.
Yes, it has, and I think we've won it on the defensive side of the net, which is really where you want to win. Our blocking and serving have been excellent, and our backcourt ball handling has been very good as well.
Their opponent tonight, University of North Florida, 19-10 last year, 3rd in the Atlantic Sun Conference, 8-8 this year. Most of their starters are back, but they have lost one main ingredient, their starting center, out with an injury.
And I think that could be a key difference tonight. It's an experienced team, a good team. It'll be a great match, Mike.
We're looking forward to it. University of North Florida, IPFW, stay tuned. Starting lineups on the opening serve just ahead, right here on College 5 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Your graduate university.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Harry Gage Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Along with Mark Franke, this is Mike Mize getting ready to call the action in the final match of this year's IPFW Women's Volleyball Invitational, featuring the Ospreys of the University of North Florida and the Mastodons of IPFW. You're looking at the IPFW Mastodons on your screen in their white jerseys. Starting lineups are being introduced. We'll get them to you as we go along. Mark Franke, we mentioned a few moments ago, IPFW playing their best volleyball of the season. They've won 6 matches in a row.
And they played very well this weekend after a rocky start to some extent in the season, primarily because they're playing outstanding national competition. They came in with a number of losses, but they've certainly played well this weekend and turned their record around.
Here's what has happened thus far in the tournament. It started off with North Florida taking on South Dakota State. And actually, South Dakota State won that match. IPFW knocked off Pan Am. This was yesterday. And then IPFW defeated South Dakota State last night. Robert Morris, a little while ago, defeated Texas Pan Am. And earlier this afternoon, IPFW knocked off Robert Morris. So the Dons are 3-0, North Florida 1-1. And overall, the Ospreys are 8-8 on the season, IPFW 12-8. And we mentioned it briefly before, Mark. This is the 4th match in about a 30-hour period for IPFW as opposed to only 3 matches for North Florida. Just how much of a factor can fatigue be?
I just don't think it's that much of a factor. As I said earlier in the opening, the gym has not been very hot, so we don't have that kind of fatigue coming in. Plus, we've won all 3 matches in 3 straight sets, so we only played 9 sets. So I think that's fine. And we're deep, and we've played a lot of players. Coach Hartley's used her bench effectively. I don't think it'll be a problem.
You get a look at the Ospreys of University of North Florida. They're the visitors in the dark blue shorts, dark blue shirts with white trim, white numbers, and the letters UNF signifying University of North Florida. The Mastodons wearing the white jerseys with the blue letters IPFW in the front, numbers in blue front and back, and the blue shorts. Looks like the IPFW won the coin toss, and that Peachy Jankowski, make that Jessica Dominiak. Jessica Dominiak, the setter, number 10, will serve first. And we are moments away from getting this match underway. Our up official tonight is Eric Bowman. The down official is James Love. The Dons going from left to right on your television screen. And we are underway first point of the match. And it goes to the Ospreys off the touch.
That was an unusual serve receive alignment. When they come back around to their first rotation, when their setter's serving, we'll talk about that again.
Amy Stroder, who got the point, serves long. It's a service error. We're 1-1. In games 1 through 4, we play to 30, win by 2. If it goes to a game 5, it's played to 15. Again, win by 2. Sonara Martins, Jr. from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, with the serve. And Amanda Feaster, who had 12 kills in this morning's match against Robert Morris, gets her first kill tonight. Easy pickings at the net mark.
Well, the setter was back row, so she couldn't go up and contest that. So, and Amanda Feaster knew that, so she just softly put it down to an open spot on the floor.
2-1 is our score. The Dons with the lead. And again, this time it's the freshman Rebecca Ream, number 6 out of Wilshire, Ohio. Almost an instant copy of what Amanda Feaster did.
Yeah, so we have 2 blocks already. I told you earlier at the opening that our defense is what's been winning for us. Blocking and serving particularly, we're already seeing it.
Another big float serve by Martins.
Mishandle on the setter, I think.
And the setter for North Florida is
Thomas.
Jenna Thomas. She's a 5'6" senior from Fort Myers. Last year, she was the libero, but Heather Kendrick was the all-conference setter last year for North Florida. She's out with a shoulder injury.
Much better pass there.
Free ball opportunity for North Florida. Denied by IPFW, and here's Amanda Feaster, and that is dug out nicely by Megan Weissert. Good running save there by Jessica Miller. The longest rally of the young match thus far. And the point goes to North Florida.
North Florida is a little taller than we are, I think, but they don't play real tall because they don't jump real high. And so far, I haven't seen a lot of power in their offense. Didn't see that much earlier today when I watched them either. So we'll see if that trend continues.
Tara Taylor, the libero, with the serve for the Ospreys. And off the touch, IPFW gets the point. That'll be another kill for Amanda Feaster, senior out of DeKalb High School. Our score is 5-2. We are in game number 1 of our best of 5. And here is the freshman Rebecca Ream, who has drawn rave reviews on her jump serve in this tournament.
That was nice.
Nice play there by Megan Wood, a 6'1" senior out of Talmadge, Ohio.
She came inside our block. We were out there sealing the pin, and she came inside. Nice job by her.
Emily Kohler is a left-hander with the serve.
Oh,
nice
yeah,
play
we're going to
by
get called
Claire
on
Jackson.
that. No, we're going to get called on that, yeah.
Into the net.
She kind of caught it and threw it. No, it was a illegal attack.
Well, you have to try. You have to try. 5-4 the score. Oh, nice dig that time by the libero for North Florida. Sonara Martins from the backcourt. Here's the set.
It's that back slide you were talking about yesterday you liked so much when we did it.
I'm having a ball watching it. Another long rally. Block at the net by North Florida. Claire Jackson says, let's try it again. Jankowski with a dig. Feaster finally says enough is enough. That was a long rally.
That was a long rally. A lot of ball control, a lot of transition offense. That was a pleasure to watch.
Getting ready to check in for IPFW is number 13, Jamie Schwartz, a 5'7" freshman from Decatur, played at South Adams High School, and she is fun to watch from a defensive standpoint. Nice dig by Peachy Jankowski. One attempt blocked by the Dons. Here's another attempt. Martins with the dig. Here is Feaster again. That is brought over. Another long rally here at the net, and it's Feaster with the kill.
That was our advantage in height over North Florida. The setter, what did you say she was, 5'6"?
5'7".
5'7". So that was a height advantage to IPFW.
7-4, the Dons lead.
See if this comes cross court. Well,
nice
pretty
play
much
there. Megan Weissert, number 12.
Weissert has been hitting cross court and some seam, and I think we'll need to make sure IPFW adjusts the block on that.
Weissert will now serve. Her team trails by 2, 7-5. Feaster, change of pace, and that is denied. Dominiak becomes offensive, tries to kill, and that's denied by North Florida. Here's a Feaster again at the net. Off the hands of Tara Taylor, the libero, and it's another point for IPFW. One thing early on I've noticed, Mark, long rallies.
Long rallies.
Here's Amanda Feaster with the serve, and she serves it into the net.
Normally when you're playing your fourth time in 2 days, you don't want long rallies.
That's true.
If that continues all night, I think that might work to North Florida's advantage.
Megan Wood returns the favor by serving it into the net. Makes our score 9-6 in favor of IPFW.
The entire offense is stacked on their left side. They do it in this rotation, they do it again in the next.
High floating serve by Peachy Jankowski. And the block attempt is wide by IPFW, and getting credit for the kill will be Amy Stroder, 5'9" junior from Sugarland, Texas, the Austin area.
That's where my son and daughter-in-law live, Sugarland.
I'll be darned. Rebecca
Nice
Ream is blocked at the net. Another point for North Florida.
She hit that low, and it was Amy Stroder, I think, who got the block. Nice disciplined block on Stroder's part.
Jenna Thomas will continue to serve. Short serve that time. Martins, and the block attempt is wide. 10-8 is our score. We're in game one of a best-of-5 match between IPFW in the white and University of North Florida in the blue. Second rotation of serve starting now, Mark Franke with Jessica Dominiak. At the net.
See, once again, that pass is too close to the net. It becomes a fair ball once it breaks the plane, and their setter's coming out of the back row. So Thomas cannot contest that ball at the top of the net.
3 points have been won that way thus far by IPFW. Long kill attempt by, I believe that was Allison O'Neill.
So once again, all three offensive hitters are lined up on the left side of the court for them.
Interesting formation. Thomas, and the kill attempt by Stroder is short, hits the net, and it's a 13-8 Mastodon lead, and timeout is called by North Florida. So we'll take a break as well. 13-8 IPFW. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 5 Sports.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
North Florida Ospreys, 13-8. Jessica Dominiak continues to serve following the North Florida timeout. Rebecca Ream, well, has to be a defensive play there. Jankowski with a dig, I should say. Oh, nice dig that time by Jenna Thomas. Miller, and that's blocked at the net. North Florida will get the point.
On that last play, the libero's restricted by the rules as to what she can do, especially when she comes in front of the 3-meter line where she was there. She can't set the ball, and all she can do is free ball it over. She can't attack it or set it.
13-9 the score. IPFW on top. Oh, nice dig that time by Stroder. Good dig by Jankowski. Feaster off the hands of Thomas, and IPFW gets the point.
I don't know if there's a touch at the net, but I think that ball may have been going out. Thomas attempted to make the defensive play.
Well, the lead is up to 5, 14-9. Sonara Martins will serve for the second time. Thomas Well, nice dig that time by Dominiak. Another set. Going to go over to Weissert. That is dug out. Oh, little break for Sonora Martins and the Dons. Hits the top of the tape and rolls forward.
That was a good play by Sonora Martins. She was trying to get the ball in play, and she caught the top of the tape, but it rolled over.
The lead up to 6, 15 to 9. And make it 15 to 10 as another service error charged to IPFW.
We started that way yesterday afternoon. Errors early, but then we just went on a tear. Ended up, I think, with 10 aces against 7 errors, which is really amazing. That is real good, aggressive, controlled serving.
Tara Taylor returns the favor by serving it wide for North Florida. So the Dons get the serve back, and here is that freshman Rebecca Ream from Ohio. Oh, piece of candy for Amanda Feaster there.
Jenna Thomas is not being helped by her passers at all, especially when she's coming out of the back row.
Quick glimpse of Coach Kelly Hartley Hutton. Weissert from the left side, blocked nicely at the net by the Dons. But North Florida perseveres, and they get the point.
Weissert was going with a pretty sharp angle cross court early. Now she's going seam, which means between the two blockers. I don't know if we've adjusted our blocking on the IPFW side to cause her to change that or not. I'll try to pick that up.
Nice play by Jessica Miller. Mark, if you remember yesterday, Miller got 6 kills in the first game against Pan American and got the Dons off to the good start offensively.
Yeah, she's doing real well in that opposite position where she plays mostly on the right side, but she's also available to run a quick offense in the middle. And she is used that way in at least one of the rotations.
Block at the net between Feaster and Jackson. Another block and a double hit. And this time the Ospreys will come away with the point. Score is now 18 to 12. IPFW with the lead. North Florida with the serve. Megan Weissert, 5'10" junior out of Virginia, with the honors. Jackson setting up Feaster. Dug out by Weissert. Oh, nice dig by Jankowski.
Mishandle. I noticed yesterday as well, Eric Beaumont, when he's up, is calling a fairly tight game, but very consistently. And coaches like that. Coaches want the play to be crisp as possible, but they want it to be fair on both sides of the net, and Eric's doing that.
Another service error charged to Weissert and the Ospreys.
Especially teams that pride themselves on good ball handling. They really want it called tight because they feel if it isn't, it takes away that advantage that they've trained for.
Thomas setting up Stroder, and that's knocked away.
Nope. Didn't go.
Another point for IPFW. It's now 20 to 13. Dons by 7. Here's Amanda Feaster. Thomas.
Oh.
Look out. Martin saves it. Nice play by Sonora Martins. Saved us from getting hit. Dominiak on the switch. Little turnaround shot. And Jessica Dominiak comes away with the point. We can thank Sonora Martins, Mark, for not getting hit.
Well, and it's also her foot that kept the ball in play.
Timeout called. Don's up by 8. Join Coach Kelly Hartley Hutton on Couch 5 for Kelly's Corner with highlights and perspective from the coach and her guest. Here's truly Mike Moss hosts the show. It's seen 3 times each week, Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, Fridays at 7 o'clock, and Saturdays at 12:30. Again, that's Kelly's Corner right here on Couch Access Channel 5. 21-13 to score. We see a replay here, Mark. Dominiak on that little change of pace.
I didn't notice. Did the replay start with the foot play?
What can you say?
Must be that Brazilian soccer tradition, right?
IPFW hitting .308 in game 1 as opposed to just .125 for North Florida.
I was watching the IPFW hitting statistic. It was up in the 29% area, dropped down to 21, 22%. Now it's gone back up to 30. Those long rallies actually hurt your hitting percentage because those are attempts and without kills.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, long rallies hurt hitting percentages, but errors hurt them worse. Blocks and errors are what really hurt you.
Amanda Feaster will continue to serve. Senior out of DeKalb High School. Stroder gets it over. Martins. Oh, nice dig that time by Weissert. But the kill attempt from the left-hander, Emily Kohler, hits the net and comes back. And now the lead is up to 9, 22-13. Long serve. Stroder dug out nicely that time by Feaster. Don setting it up again. Claire Jackson. Oh, Weissert keeps it alive for the Ospreys. This side to Martins, and it is in.
Chris Wilder, the line judge over here, called it in. She just barely kept it inside the antenna. I don't know if it'd stay in or not, but it did. Chris knows the game. She played here for 4 years. The banner's up by the ceiling. A lot of those are her teams.
Dominiak setting up Sonara Martins. Oh, nice dig by Taylor. Again, Jessica Dominiak for Claire Jackson, and it's
a touch. Yeah, touch is called.
And the Dons get another point. They have seized control of game one. They are leading 24-13.
North Florida is really being hurt by their passing. Of course, our serve is very aggressive, and that's part of it. But their passing needs to settle down to give them a chance.
Another Feaster serve. And that attempt is wide by Megan Wood.
Jamie Schwartz was going for the ball at the last minute, held back.
Quite a run by IPFW. From 18-13, it's now 25-13. Good reaction by IPFW here. Sonara Martins.
Oh, that was a nice set, nice play.
And finally, UNF gets a point. Megan Wood is a 6'1" senior, as we said, out of the Akron, Ohio area, Talmadge, Ohio, and she used her height and long arms to get that point down.
I think Jenna Thomas made that play with that set on transition to the middle. That ball didn't go down, but the next one did.
Christine Simon makes her first appearance for IPFW, a sophomore. And on the left side, it's Stroder.
Ball hit the antenna on the attack.
Point IPFW. It's now 26-14. Don's just 4 points away from closing out game one. Peachy Jankowski, number 3, with the serve. Long, deep serve, and it's too long.
We don't want that at 26-15. That is, let's see. I guess we don't have the stat on how many
Not on service errors. We'll get it between games. Jenna Thomas with the serve for North Florida. Oh, wow.
Nice line shot. Sonara Martins has been using that line a lot.
She comes down with another kill, and she now has 3 kills. Jessica Dominiak with that left-handed serve just over the net. Almost a collision between two IPFW players, and that time the shot by Dominiak goes wide. It'll be a point for North Florida.
That collision meant that we had no opportunity to set up an offense. We just needed to put the ball in play, and we didn't do a very good job of that. Hitting it out of bounds is not keeping it in play, is it, Mike?
No, it is not. Amy Stroder hits the net. That's another North Florida service error. And now the Dons are just 2 points away from taking game one. It's 28-16. Simon is out. Jessica Miller back in, and Sonara Martins with the serve. Thomas set up. And it's a good point by the left-hand hitting Emily Kohler.
Yeah, she cut it back well. Found just the edge of the court there.
There is Tara Taylor from Fort Myers, libero serving. Oh, nice change of pace shot. Nice dig that time by Weissert. Good block at the net by Miller. Ball is touched, and Taylor hit it. No other teammate could get to it, and we're at game point. 29-17.
I was going to say, I didn't understand the reason for doing that, but it scored the point, didn't it?
Yeah, that's true. A set by Dominiak for Feaster. Yes. With authority, Amanda Feaster comes down with the kill, and game one is in the books. It goes to IPFW by a score of 30-17. We will take a break, get ready for game number 2. Again, you are watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 5 Sports.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Your graduate university.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, we're looking at some highlights from game one of our match tonight between IPFW and North Florida.
The lucky point there. We'll take it.
I think somebody said last night it's better to be lucky than good on occasions. More action from game one.
Game point right there.
Good, nice vertical jump by the lady you see there wearing number 7, Amanda Feaster.
She hit 64%, 7 kills and 11 attempts, no errors. We talked about errors hurting your hitting percentage. Well, it hurts you in a lot of ways, obviously. And the difference, to some extent, were the errors. IPFW had 3 errors, North Florida 6, against only 8 kills. So that's why they hit 4% in that first set. And I'm sure that they're talking about working on their passing so that they can run their offense and get some kills and side out.
You see some of the fans in attendance here tonight at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center.
Mrs. Remke and Mrs. Johnson.
And some future Mastodons. Amanda Feaster led everybody with 7 kills in game 1. Sonara Martins had 3. Rebecca Ream had 2. Megan Weissert with 3 kills. Emily Kohler and Amy Stroder 2 apiece for North Florida.
I think the other thing was the service errors. We talked about those. IPFW had 3, North Florida had 5, no aces.
Quick look at the numbers. Assists 12-8 IPFW, blocks 3-2 North Florida, takes 29-20 in favor of the Dons, kills 15-8. Also in favor of IPFW as they hit 308 in game 1. And as you said, Mark, 0-4-2, the hitting attack percentage for the Ospreys, O-S-P-R-E-Y-S.
That looks like my Little League batting stat there, 0-4-2.
Another thing, a quick note that we couldn't see before, 5 service errors by North Florida, 3 service errors by IPFW, no service aces in game number 1. The Ospreys will serve first here in game number 2. Looks like it'll be Jenna Thomas, the 5'6" senior setter from Fort Myers, and game 2 is underway. IPFW going from right to left on your TV screen, and the Dons win the first point.
She tipped that left-handed, so the timing wasn't quite right, but she made it go. And that's one of the important things an experienced hitter needs to know. We had a freshman show it there. If you can't do it the way it was planned, make something good happen.
Whoa, Sonara Martins coming down hard. And it's a quick 2-0 Mastodon lead. Jessica Dominiak will continue with that left-handed serve. Thomas. Jankowski couldn't control the dig. Little dink shot there by Emily Kohler. And North Florida is on the board. It is 2-1. Here is Amy Stroder, 5'9" junior from Sugar Land, Texas, getting ready to serve. Just over the net. Dominiak for Miller. Oh, nice dig by Stroder. Going the other way to Martins, and that's blocked at the net by a duo. Oh, nice play there.
I was watching the defense. That ball was
Dominiak.
Just dumped back there. Dominiak dumped it? Okay.
Jessica Dominiak got credit for the kill. Found the open court area in the back corner of the court.
The old pineapple play where the setter dumps it way back in the corner.
So now Martins with the serve. And on that backslide, I'm starting to remember that, Allison O'Neill comes up with the kill. That is her first of the night. 3-2 our score. IPFW on top. Tara Taylor to serve for North Florida. Dominiak. And that attempt is a little bit long by Miller. We're tied at 3. And this is game 2 of a best-of-5 match. IPFW won game 1, 30-17. Feast, oh, blocked there. Free ball opportunity coming up for North Florida. Weissert.
Right between the block in that seam spot. Remember I mentioned that earlier. She was going cross court, and then she's moved to seam. She's doing a real good job. She gets up quick and has a good arm swing, and so she splits our block.
First lead of the night, make that second lead of the night for North Florida. They had a 1-0 lead in game 1. Good dig that time by Thomas.
IPFW's offense is out of sync.
Dominiak for Feaster, little dink shot, and that's dug out.
No, it didn't go. Oh yeah, Eric said there's a touch.
And that point is good by Megan Weissert. It is a 5-3 North Florida advantage. Another serve for Taylor. Dominiak for Jessica Miller. Change of pace shot. Right time for that, Mark.
Yeah, we were talking about hitting stats earlier. North Florida has 4 kills and 6 attempts, so clearly their offense has settled in a little bit here. We'll see how long they can continue that. But they certainly made the kind of adjustments they needed to make between games 1 and 2.
Rebecca Ream with that jump serve.
I think she's our only jump server this year, isn't she?
I believe so. Ream will get the kill off the touch. I remember Mark 3 years ago, hard to believe, when Nicole Howe was a freshman, she had a big jump serve, but she's gone back to a more, what I want to call conventional baseline serve.
Float serve.
Kaler with another point for North Florida.
I think other than Rebecca Ream, the other servers weren't controlling it real well. They weren't putting a lot of topspin on it, and so the coaching staff put them down. And they're serving aggressively on that float serve. With a float serve, you can get a lot of movement on the ball if you do it well.
Jamie Schwartz comes in to serve following the service error by Emily Kaler. Battle at the net. Dominiak keeps it alive for the moment.
North Florida's calling for a lift there.
Weissert comes in with the kill.
The IPFW coaching staff's going to have to figure out a way to seal that block because she's just unerringly going between our 2 blockers every time.
Megan Weissert getting ready to serve. It's a 7-6 North Florida lead. That lead didn't last long. It's the big wind gust here in the Gates Center blew up. Serve went long. Here is Amanda Feaster to serve. Thomas has to go a long way to set that one up for Stroder. Martins at the net. Dug out nicely by Weissert. Jackson going to set up Jamie Schwartz. That is dug out. Long rally. Nice dig by Peachy Jankowski. And Sonara Martins is at the feet of Megan Weissert, and the Dons finally win the point.
Sonara Martins has a strong competitive spirit. She just wants to play, she wants the ball, and even when she's not particularly effective, it's not because of lack of effort. She's always in there playing hard.
Thomas wanting to set up.
Oh, that'll be a lift.
Rasmussen, and that's a no-no.
Claire Jackson didn't like the call, but the call is what the call is.
We're tied at 8. Barry Rasmussen is a 6'1" sophomore from Gainesville, Florida. Serving for the first time tonight. Oh, wow, nice dig by Stroder. At the net. Free ball opportunity coming up for North Florida. Nice play by O'Neill.
North Florida's been more aggressive at the net this set, I think, than the first one. Maybe it's just my impression, but they seem to be more aggressive there, and they're winning the joust and the battle there, and that will certainly help them make up for the loss in game 1.
Another serve coming up by Rasmussen. Sonara Martins. And off the touch, IPFW gets the point and evens this game up at 9-9. Peachy Jankowski, the libero to serve. Mark.
You mean the liberos can serve this year?
That's what the rumor has. Oh, nice dig by Schwartz. But it's 4 hits. The Dons unable to get it over. 10-9. The Ospreys hanging tough here in game 2. Here's Jenna Thomas to serve. Again, Martins is set up on the left side. Free ball opportunity coming up for IPFW. And Sonara Martins makes North Florida pay.
I think Cole was late getting up, and Martins just went over the top of her, even though she has had a height disadvantage.
Jessica Miller back on the floor for IPFW. Dominiak serving. Stroder. And Amy Stroder off the touch will get the point. And North Florida retakes the lead 11-10. And this is a back and forth game 2 thus far. Stroder with the serve. It's Rebecca Ream that is dug out by Stroder. Patty cake at the net, and finally Rebecca Ream has the last say. We're tied at 11. Long serve by Martins.
That was back row illegal. Yeah, Eric got it. That was an illegal play by the setter. She was coming out of the back row. She can't play the ball on the top of the net. She's arguing that it had already been touched by us, so she wasn't actually above the net, but it's hard for the setter to get that call coming out of the back row.
It's IPFW with a 12-11 lead. Ream with the kill. And it's 13-11 IPFW. Sonara Martins with another serve coming up. Over the net, Thomas for Kohler, and Kohler's attempt is long.
Not going to get it. Going to get a timeout here.
Wow, 14-11 our score. Let's take a break as well. IPFW with the lead. Yeah. Learn more about Mastodon Sports by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday here on College 5 Sports. Here's truly Mike Moss. We host the show. We will review recent sports activities, look at game footage when possible, and visit with coaches and players. Again, that's Mastodon Spotlight. We're in our 8th year. We can be seen Wednesdays at 6:30, Fridays at 6:30, and Saturdays at noon right here on College 5 Sports. Replay here, Mark. That ball was high in the air, and Rebecca Ream has the last say there. Strong kill up the middle.
She has good volleyball instincts. especially given the fact that she doesn't have much of a volleyball background. She hadn't played a lot prior to being recruited, but she's physically strong. She has a good work ethic, a great coaching prospect. That's what coaches love. And she just goes out there and plays hard and uses her instincts.
As I mentioned earlier, I've had a chance to talk to most of the coaches here at the Invitational, and they are all impressed with that jump serve of Rebecca Reams. So we shall see what happens here. 14-11. IPFW up by 3. Weissert comes through with the kill. And that was a case there where the timeout helps North Florida. Taylor to serve. Dominiak short set for Miller. Nice dig that time by Stroder. Feaster dug out by Weissert. Oh, tough angle for Megan Weissert to try to get the kill.
Yeah,
the
she
ball
couldn't
over.
recover. She was partly up in the air when she saw where the ball was going. There wasn't much she could do about that, but I'm really impressed with the way she plays the game.
Ream with the jump serve. Oh, nice block. Miller and Claire Jackson tag teamed it. And it is now 16-12. And there you got to look at Brian Bunn, the 7th-year head coach at North Florida.
Let's see if Thomas goes back. Well, I guess we won't know here.
And that point goes to the Ospreys. 16-13 our score. This is game 2. IPFW won game 1, 30-17. Oh, nice play by Feaster. Amanda Feaster now.
8 kills, 15 attempts.
Wow.
53%. That's the main reason the team's hitting 32%. Actually, Becca Reams at 500, exactly 500.
And off the touch, North Florida will get the point. Rasmussen will get credit for the kill.
Sonara Martin's hitting for good percentage tonight. 33%, 7 kills and 21 attempts.
There's Megan Weissert, number 12. Ooh, long return, but the Dons are going to get the point.
Great block by Dominiak. It's really good. It's really fun to watch a setter who, when there's an overpass, it's going to go over the net. There's nothing she can do to stop it, to go up and block. So it's a great skill, and it's fun to watch.
Stroder. Oh, nice dig by Peachy Jankowski. Thomas setting up Rasmussen, and she finds the open corner, deep left corner.
She was on her way down. That's why she didn't get much on that ball, and it dropped in the corner for us. Worked out real well. Back to your luck theory.
Yeah. 18-15 our score. Martins off the fingertips of Weissert.
You talk about luck, and certainly luck is always part of a game, but if you play hard and you keep the ball in play and you try to avoid making mistakes, eventually a break will come your way.
Jankowski with the serve. Stroder off the fingertips of Dominiak here. Sonara Martins change of pace, and that hits the floor.
I don't know if it's part of the scouting report or just the IPFW approach to that, but when there's a broken play and they have to tip the ball, they tend to go to the middle of the court. Now, North Florida's picked up a lot of that, but they've also missed a number of them, so it's been a successful place to go if you have to tip the ball on a broken play.
The Mastodon lead is 5, 20-15. Peachy Jankowski will continue to serve. Thomas with the set.
That was nice. That was done well.
Allison O'Neill, the 5'11 senior out of San Antonio, Texas, comes away with the kill. Here's the serve by Jenna Thomas. Weissert from the back court, and it's a little bit long. Substitution, Jessica Miller back in for Jamie Schwartz for IPFW. Oh, wow. Allison O'Neill says, take that. And she just tips it over the net.
We don't have access to anybody charting passing. They probably are doing it on the benches. But I'm pretty sure that North Florida's passing is significantly improved here in the second game.
I would think so. They're much more competitive as we see the replay here. Martins with that change of pace. North Florida came right back and did the same thing. Now here's Amy Stroder. Dominiak. Well, the block attempt by Weissert was a good effort, but it was a little bit wide.
That backslide will work even if the block's up, because if you hit it with a sharp angle back to the court, the block has to really be extended over the net, or they block it out of bounds. So it will work even when the block is up in front of you.
22-17, and now it is 22-18. Service error there. So the lead is 4. Tara Taylor, number 20, will serve. And she returns the favor with another service error.
That's been a problem for North Florida tonight, that when IPFW makes a service error, they come back with a service error. That'll turn the coach's hair gray in a hurry.
Hits the line. It is ruled a service ace. Some unique fans, Mark.
Who are those guys?
Good question. A little too strong there was Emily Kohler.
Looked like the set was low and she had to hit it low. I was hoping maybe she'd catch an elbow or at least get a touch.
And IPFW going to win another point. Now 26-18. Kareem with that law. Actually a little long there.
She hasn't had many errors in this tournament, has she?
No, she has not.
She might be getting a little tired, in which case we'll watch. If she errors again, then maybe they might want to keep her down or at least have her take a little bit off of it. Oh, I don't know if she knows how to hit it anything but hard.
New setter for IPFW, number 1 is Shannon Reuter, freshman out of Tiffin, Ohio, replacing
Try to get a wipe on that. Didn't get it.
Dominiak.
Calling for a net call off the North Florida bench. They want IPFW called a net, but they're not going to get the call.
You see Brian Bunn objecting a wee bit, but to no avail. Schwartz back in, and Jamie will serve. 27-19, Mastodons on top. And that serve attempt is wide.
You don't want a service there at 27, Mike.
I agree
I
wholeheartedly.
don't want them ever, but at 27, you got to wonder, why now?
That's something I'm sure Kelly and Steve and Fabiana Sosa will address. Oh, nice dig that time by Weissert, denying Feaster a kill. Oh, nice block by Shannon Reuter.
Nice.
But perseverance for Amy Stroder, and she gets the point.
She got it in the corner. That was a nice play on the North Florida side.
It's now 27-21, Ospreys to within 6. Weissert will continue to serve. Claire Jackson has it denied. Amy Stroder with the block.
Remember what I told you about that backslide? You want to have a sharp angle?
Yes.
That was a real tight backslide. I don't know whether it just developed that way or wasn't planned that way. You really want one that goes farther away from the setter out towards the pin.
Reuter
like
setting
that
up.
one on the pin.
Thomas with a dig. Set for Feaster. And that is dug out. Jackson, nice dig by Weissert. A lengthy rally here. Here's Amanda Feaster again, that change of pace, and that's dug out by Kohler. And off the touch, North Florida will get the point. One of the longer rallies of the match.
That Rasmussen? Yeah, it was.
And don't look now, but North Florida is just down 27-23. Now there's a break for IPFW, a service error. Now let's see if IPFW can put it away.
Dropped his head on that one. Coach's errors at this point. You got a long rally going. You're catching up. You got momentum. You serve it out.
But IPFW,
yeah, I know it.
little Christmas present in advance. 28-24 the score. Rasmussen with the serve. Jenna Thomas with the set. Stroder off the hands of Shannon Reuter, and now the lead is down to 3, and you wonder if Kelly Hartley-Hutton might call a timeout.
I don't think she's called any yet.
No, she has not. Not in this second game.
Can't save them up for next weekend.
Sonara Martins. Oh, what a dig by Megan Weissert. Back to Sonara. It's dug out by Thomas. Florida setting things up. Stroder. Dug out by Amanda Feaster. At the net. Stroder. Dug out by Claire Jackson. And Claire says, give it back to me, and she puts it away. And we're at game point.
See, that's why Kelly didn't call timeout. She knew what she was doing. I had no faith.
IPFW fans on their feet. 29-25 the score. Jankowski with the serve. Stroder off the hand of Jamie Schwartz. North Florida still in this second game. Jenna Thomas will serve. Another game point for IPFW. There's a dig by Tara Taylor. Stroder, that one's dug out by Schwartz. The Feaster. It's going to be a free ball opportunity for North Florida. Kohler. Oh, nice dig by Jamie Schwartz. Back we go. Reset. Stroder again. And that's dug out by Peachy Jankowski. A long rally at the net. Ball up in the air. North Florida controls. Stroder. Dug out by Jankowski. A long rally. Players almost knock heads for the Ospreys. Reuter for Ream. Yes. Oh, they keep it alive. Martins. Quite the rally here. Stroder. Finally.
It's got to be out. It's got to be out. It hit the line judge.
So that point finally goes to IPFW, and they win game 2 by a score of 30-26. Quite a rally to win this second game. Time for us to catch our breath. We will take a break, come back, and review what's happened thus far. Again, IPFW leading North Florida 2-0. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 5 Sports.
Coming off a rugged 5-game victory at Northern Illinois Tuesday, IPFW will host its annual Women's Volleyball Invitational Friday and Saturday at the Gates Center. The 9-8 Volleydons play Texas Pan American Friday at 2:30, then South Dakota State at 7:30. Saturday, IPFW meets Robert Morris at noon, then North Florida at 7:30. After a 5th-place finish at Western Illinois, the women's golf team will tee it up at Notre Dame over the weekend. The women's soccer team travels to Wisconsin Green Bay Sunday, while the men's soccer team visits Northern Illinois. The men will get their kicks back home against Buffalo on September 29th. And don't miss the Dons in the Con celebration in the Gates Center parking lot this Saturday from 11 a.m. until 2. There will be brand new IPFW Mid-Continent Conference gear available for purchase, free food and pop, plus a live band. I'm Kent Horman for Mastodon Athletics.
Pizza! Pizza! Must eat. Wait, what is this? Capsicum anum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW, along with Mark Franke, his assistant volleyball coach here at the university. This is Mike Maz. We are between games 2 and 3 of the final match of the IPFW Women's Volleyball Invitational. The host school, IPFW, has won games 1 and 2 against the visitors from the University of North Florida out of Jacksonville by scores of 30-17 and 30-26. And Mark Franke, it's been not been a walk in the park for IPFW, but they have controlled the match pretty much from the opening serve.
Well, certainly in game one, the serving on the part of IPFW was pretty aggressive, and it broke down the North Florida passing, and they couldn't run any offense. They hit 4%. That changed in the second game, and it was clear that their passers settled down on the North Florida side. They were able to run their offense. The teams were fairly close in offense, although near the end, that long rally hurt everybody's hitting percentage because you don't get any kills in long rallies. I think the big difference, the stats are, for the most part, pretty even, but the big difference is 14 hitting errors out of North Florida, only 5 IPFW. So there's a nine unforced error points.
Let's take a look and show our viewers how IPFW has been able to win games 1 and 2. Again, the fourth match that the Dons have played in about a 30-hour period. And this is that long rally that we're talking about, Mark. And we might be here a while watching this. That was a long, long rally.
A lot of good back row digs in this rally.
On the part of both teams.
Exactly.
IPFW in the white jerseys, pretty much, with the exception of libero Peachy Jankowski. I would guess to say that this rally had to last close to 2 minutes.
Certainly seemed like it. I suspect it wasn't that long, though.
Maybe. It seemed like it. Back and forth we go. It's a credit to both teams that they don't give up.
A lot of free balls coming across. You notice that?
Yes. And there it is. Finally a...
Yeah, that was clearly out, and I don't know if they were arguing for a touch. They were not happy with the call on the North Florida bench. But when the ball hits the line judge, he's standing out of bounds. That ball's out. So the only thing you can argue for there is a touch.
You see IPFW returning to the floor. And we've got about 4 minutes before the start of game 3. Let's see if we can take a look at some numbers from the first 2 games. You gotta love it. And before we look at some numbers, we're going to take another timeout. Again, IPFW up in the match 2 games to none. And we will return with more IPFW women's volleyball in a moment right here on College 5 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne, your graduate university.
Everybody, Mike Maz and Mark Franke here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. We are about just over 2 minutes away from the start of Game 3 of this best-of-5 match between North Florida and IPFW, a match that has been controlled pretty much by the Mastodons thus far. And we will see some numbers pop up on your screen momentarily. IPFW is, as we said, pretty much controlled the match. Assist. Ironically, North Florida with a 1-assist lead, 27-26. Blocks are even at 4. IPFW with 51 digs. North Florida with 48. The kills, 30-27. Mark Franke is going to...
I just took one for the team.
You just did. Right in the face with the volleyball. So we have to be careful. Mark may go on the disabled list here momentarily.
You know what, when our team plays in the spring, the men's team, I always carry an extra pair of glasses. You never know when you're going to get hit in the face and break a pair. I've had it happen to me several times.
Almost had it happen again.
Almost had it happen again.
Attack hitting percentage, Mark, 281 for the Dons, only 127 for North Florida.
Much of that was Game 1. Game 2, the difference was 26 to 20%. Still a significant difference, but a lot of that North Florida average dropped near the end with those long rallies, and they had a hitting error or two there.
Leading individual numbers, Sonora Martins with 9 kills, Amanda Feaster with 8, and Rebecca Ream with 6 for IPFW. For North Florida, Megan Weissert with 7, Amy Stroder with 6, and Emily Kohler with 5. The setters, 22 assists for Jessica Dominiak of IPFW, 25 for the Ospreys' Jenna Thomas. 2 service aces, 7 service errors for IPFW, Mark. No aces, 9 service errors for North Florida.
In the women's game, I don't think you get as many aces as in the men's, but that's too many errors. 9 errors against no aces. Two aces against 7 errors is still not a very good ratio, but 0 and 9 has got to be giving the North Florida coaching staff fits.
IPFW, as we said, has a 3-dig advantage, 51-48. 18 digs for Peachy Jankowski, 9 for Sonora Martins, 15 digs for Megan Weissert, and 10 digs for Amy Stroder. Jessica Dominiak will serve for IPFW momentarily, and we've talked about this many, many times, Mark. The team is up 2-0. Will they come out a little bit lethargic, or will IPFW put the pedal to the metal and try to end this match in a hurry?
Well, I think Coach Brian Bunn changed the matchups. He started in 4th rotation, which means the setter is left front. I think she's left front. So I don't think he did that last game. So they were both matched up in rotation 1. So he's completely flipped it, which should give all new looks in the front row.
Well, those people in the funny costumes are actually mostly members of the men's volleyball team, but last night they had an influence on the match, believe it or not, and Kelly Hartley-Hutton told us that on the radio. How that really helped the Dons. Here we go. Dominiak with the serve. Dons moving from left to right on your television screen. And North Florida gets the first point of Game 3.
Just a quick comment on, I'm not going to comment on their costumes, but I think one nice thing about IPFW athletes is they support each other.
Yes,
no matter what event you're at, athletes from other teams are in the stands.
That is so true. Well, here's service error number 10 by North Florida. Megan Weissert served it long. So we're tied at 1, and here's Sonora Martins. And IPFW leads the match 2 games to none. And there's a service error, number 8 for the Dons. So let's see what Barry Rasmussen, the 6'1 sophomore from Gainesville, Florida, can do. That's in play. Feaster, unsuccessful. Here's Stroder, nice dig by Jankowski. Backslide, and that's dug out by IPFW. Rebecca Ream finds the open spot on the floor.
Both teams have had some success in a rally coming out of the back row and finding an open spot deep in the opposite court. That's what we saw there again. That thing of trying to keep the ball alive till you get an opportunity.
Jump serve by Rebecca Ream. We're tied 2-2, game 3. Amanda Feaster, dug out by Megan Weissert. Kohler.
I don't think that went. Nope, Eric called it. Eric Wilman, the up official, put 4 fingers up, which meant that the third attack did not clear the tape, or it was never contacted on the IPFW side.
So IPFW with a 3-2 lead, and that didn't last long.
I told you we wanted to watch her for errors. We'll see what happens next time she serves. See if there's an adjustment made.
Well, she has 2 aces and 2 service errors, does Rebecca
But I think
Ream.
her 2 errors were her last 2 attempts.
Jessica Miller gets the point. There you see Brian Bunn, again in his 7th year as the head coach. Doesn't look very happy. And he probably has good reason. This team has lost games 1 and 2, and they are trailing game 3, 4-3. Jamie Schwartz in to serve. Oh, nice block by Claire Jackson. It's gonna make Kelly Hartley Hutton happy.
You have to be a little careful on those roll shots when you block because they usually come off speed and you can have a blocking error, but Claire Jackson did that one perfectly.
Stroder change of pace, and she gets the dink shot in. 5-4 is our score. IPFW on top. North Florida with the serve. It'll be Amy Stroder, number 7, the 5'9" junior out of Texas. Wow. When you see so many service errors, Mark, is that just not being used to the court? Although both teams have committed a number of them tonight.
Well, certainly it's fatigue contributes to it, or playing it over 2 days. This is the 3rd match for North Florida, 4th for IPFW. As players get tired, they tend to err more. And it's a concentration issue sometimes. Sometimes just execution, that especially with the jump service, the toss is so important.
Nice dig by Jankowski, denying Weissert a kill. Feaster, that's dug out. Weissert again. Again, Jankowski with a dig. Back to Weissert. This time Feaster has the dig. Whoa, collision there. Martins and Dominiak.
Dominiak, I think, got it in the face, but she got right back up.
Look out. And finally, North Florida wins the point.
I'll see if she rubs. No.
Oh, Jessica Dominiak telling Sonara Martins, hey, it was my fault, not yours.
Yeah, I thought she may have gotten an elbow or a hand in the face, but she doesn't look like she felt it at all.
Tara Taylor, the libero, serving for the Ospreys.
On the line again.
Right on the line with Sonara Martins.
One of the reasons that works is it's a quick set. It's what we call a second tempo set. And it comes very quickly and it's flat and she gets up quickly. And so the block is not out there yet and you can beat the block to that line.
8-5 is our score. IPFW on top. Peachy Jankowski to serve. Jenna Thomas trying to set up Megan Weissert. Successful set, successful kill.
I think that came between the blockers again. Let's check her stats out. 8 kills, 30 attempts, but 5 errors.
8-6 our score now. Martins.
The antenna bounced. Now,
I saw it move too, but IPFW is going to get a break.
Well, I'm not sure that it wasn't the block because the ball looked like it was well inside the antenna, but the antenna definitely moved.
Dominiak with the serve. Rasmussen, oh, nice dig by Jessica Dominiak. Free ball opportunity coming up for North Florida. Nice dig by Jankowski. Patty cake time at the net. Here's Feaster. Dug out by Taylor. Weissert hits the net. And it's a point for IPFW.
That's her 6th error. 18 errors for North Florida. That really hurts because IPFW only has 6. That's a 12-point difference right there on the match.
It's a 10-6 Mastodon lead. Now we'll see Jessica Dominiak, the left-handed serve. Wow. Right at the feet of Megan Weissert.
Timeout.
Timeout is called. We'll take one, too. 11-6 our score. IPFW on top. You're listening, you're actually watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 5 Sports.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
To the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, 11-6 is our score. This is game 3 of a best-of-5 match. IPFW with the lead in game 3. They won games 1 and 2. Our scores are 30-17, 30-26. Mark Franke, IPFW, again, seemingly having things their way.
Slow getting out of the court. Down official James Loves warned him about 3 times. He just warned the captain, telling Sonara, you have to get out on the floor at the end of the timeout. We could have been called for delay of game, a yellow card.
Wow. Well, here we go. Jessica Dominiak will continue to serve.
Oh.
And boy, confusion at the net between Rebecca Ream and Jessica Miller, who was going to dig it.
Well, plus the setter's coming up right to that spot, and I think both thought she would get there in time to play it, but the setter's not supposed to play the first ball.
Well, it is 11-7, and now here is Megan Weissert to serve for North Florida. Oh, nice block that time, I believe. It was Stroder. The lead's cut to 3, 11-8. Dominiak, oh, bad set.
The technical proficiency is breaking down on the IPFW side.
Well, let's see what happens here. Again, Megan Weissert, 5'10" junior out of Virginia, serves long.
North Florida gets an opportunity, and they just hurt themselves with those service errors. Now, to be fair to them, they're 1,000 miles from home, playing for the 3rd time on a weekend, and so I'm sure that contributes to it, but it's still it's aggravating.
At the net, Ream, I think, will get credit for the kill. She and both Feaster were both there. Well, the lead is now 4, 13-9. Sonara Martins will get another serve. Again, she's going from left to right on your TV screen. Oh, that time the
nice
setter
play.
turned attacker.
That was a good time to do it because the passing was breaking down, and so the setter knew she was not going to be able to run a play, so dumped the ball into the middle of the court.
That setter being Jenna Thomas. Amanda Feaster split Weissert and Kohler. And IPFW gets the point and the serve back, and here is Rebecca Ream with that jump serve of hers.
Yeah,
Double hit called on Jessica Miller. Tough spot for Jessica. She's not a setter by trade.
That's right. When you have to handle the second ball, she's the opposite. So when she's front row and the setter can't get there, she's supposed to handle that ball. But you have to do it cleanly. And the referees call it close when it's not the setter on the second ball.
Good block at the net by Kohler. And I don't think that ball got over.
No, it didn't. The set was low, and there wasn't anything that O'Neill could do with it.
Jamie Schwartz in for Jessica Miller, and she will serve. Don's up by 4, 15-11, trying to close out this match in 3 games. Stroder dug out by Sonara Martins.
Yeah.
But the Dons can't recover and get it over the net.
I think I used the term technical proficiency was deteriorating. You used a different term yesterday. That you did it in one word.
Well, I don't know where to go from there. Feaster's kill attempt long and wide, and it's now a 2-point Mastodon lead, 15-13. Let's see, what was that word I used yesterday? Oh, service error. Break for IPFW there. (16-13) to score.
North Florida's having trouble too, obviously.
Nice dig by Jankowski. Martins from the left side. Yes, off the touch.
We talked about how North Florida improved their passing in Game 2 so their offense could run.
Right.
Game 3, they're hitting a negative 5%. They've got 5 kills and 22 attempts, but they have 6 errors. And the way you calculate that is you subtract errors from kills and then divide that by the number of attempts. That's why you can be negative.
Oh, the left-handed Emily Kohler comes through with the kill. Saw a glimpse there of head coach Brian Bunn. And I think he's somewhat beside himself, Mark, even though his team is only down 3 in this 3rd game. It is in.
And sometimes it's not just that your team isn't playing well as much as it is they have opportunities and don't take advantage of them because of unforced errors.
Peachy Jankowski to serve. Don's up 18-14. Set for Weissert. Dug out by Sonara Martins. Sonara gets it back and puts it.
Oh, the ball's alive.
Wow, it hit the net. But then bounces away.
You said they were favored to.
They are co-favorites.
Co-favorite for their conference.
For their conference, the Atlantic Sun Conference, 10 schools in the southeastern part of the United States. Oh, nice dig by Amanda Feaster. Kohler dug out by Schwartz. Dominiak says, I want to play offense. 20-14, the lead is 6. And timeout is called by North Florida. For tickets to IPFW athletic events, call 260-481-6000, or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website, www.ipfw.edu/athletics. IPFW game tickets are available for both individual events or mini-season packages. The phone number again, 260-481-6000, or go online, www.ipfw.edu/athletics. Well, Mark, right now, the Dons are just 10 points away from closing out this invitational, having won all 12 games they played.
Yeah, but those 10 points are a long ways into the future, especially with what we've seen on the IPFW side, not playing real well, the service errors. And if North Florida comes back and plays like they did in the second match, or second set, I should say, they could make this very close and then put it into a 4th set.
What's interesting, Brian Bunn has used both of his allotted timeouts here in Game 3.
Well, you have to stop it now.
Jankowski continues to serve. Kohler has to be the setter. Feaster from the backcourt. For Amanda Feaster, that's her 11th kill.
Sonara Martins has 14. Those are our two leaders.
21-14 lead for IPFW. Oh, nice block.
Double hit, yeah.
Well, I'd like to say that the wheels are starting to come off for North Florida, but I'm not sure I'd be correct in that. But the lead has moved up to 8, 22-14. The set for the left-hander. Oh, what a dig. Nice anticipation by Peachy Jankowski.
Nice touch by Dominiak on that block.
And was that a net
Florida's
touch?
in the net. Now, Sonara Martins hit the post. It's legal to hit the post. You can't hit the net, but it's legal to hit the post.
We see Steve Florio talking to Sonara Martins. And
I'm not sure.
Brian Bunn is talking to the up official, Eric Bowman, about something.
I couldn't read his hand signals. He was signaling like a substitution or rotation thing. Not sure what that was. One thing I've noticed in this tournament is that
it was a double
coaches
digit.
have
I
all
saw the fist
been
and the
very
number, but I didn't see
very
the number.
Sportsmanlike. And then a lot of
13,
arguments with
I thought
officials.
he signaled 13.
It's always nice to see. Set the example for your team. And we're about ready to resume play. Peachy Jankowski with yet another serve. Wow. And that goes into the books as an ace.
That sure does.
And now IPFW has a stranglehold on this game. Freshman.
Patty Acevedo's coming in for the first time in this match.
Acevedo, also from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, 5'9" junior out of Western Nebraska Community College. And there is the Jankowski serve. Weissert, and she gets the break off the top of the tape and hits inbounds. And that long run is done.
How long did the run go, Mike?
7 serves for Peachy Jankowski. Oh, nice block at the net there by North Florida. Here is Rebecca Ream.
Set Acevedo. She was set.
Weissert, yes, in front of Feaster. 2 points in a row for the Ospreys.
Weissert's the leading attacker for North Florida, 11 kills.
Emily Kohler with that left-handed serve. And Acevedo gets it inbounds for a kill. Shannon Reuter's in now, and she will serve for IPFW, replacing Dominiak as the setter. Oh, nice dig there by Feaster. Free ball opportunity coming up for North Florida. It's Megan Weissert. That is dug out. The set for Kohler. Another dig. And here comes North Florida again, Rasmussen. And that time, that point is North Florida's.
Nice throw by Rudy Jovic there. Caught the ball over here on the scorer's table. Threw a strike to, it's like Corey Stewart's the ball boy over there.
Rudy,
the music man.
Yes, the music man, sports information director here at IPFW.
Rudy's greatest contribution to IPFW athletics is getting that Mastodon roar that he plays all the time when we score a point.
Rasmussen dug out by Jankowski. Feaster dug out by Kohler. Other side of the net. Oh, nice little save there by Acevedo.
Oh no, she got set back. She's on the floor and they set her.
Dink shot by Ream. Dug out by Rasmussen, but IPFW finally gets the point. They go deep in the backcourt. And now the Dons are within 4 points of closing out this match, 26-17, and we will see the freshman, Patty Acevedo, with the serve. Oh, she's got a jump serve.
No, she didn't stay back. She knows it. The middle back needs to stay deep. And when it's coming from the opponent's left side, especially when they hit a lot of seam and cross court, you need to kind of roll over.
You saw the concern of Kelly Hartley-Hutton, always coaching even though her team's up. Feaster comes down with yet another kill, and that's 12 for Amanda tonight. She had 12 this afternoon against Robert Morris. And Brian Bunn can only think about the plane ride back to Florida. He's about to see his Ospreys drop to 8 and 9. Here's Rebecca Ream. Block, and it's IPFW's point.
See if that gets statted as a block.
28-18.
No, it didn't.
Service ace. Talk about the exclamation point or the icing on the cake. We are at match point. 29-18. IPFW fans on their feet. Rebecca Ream with another jump serve coming up.
It was a block. It's just late getting up on the stat monitor here.
Here is the set, the block,
block.
and this match is over. IPFW wins game 3, 30-18. They win the match in 3 games by scores of 30-17, 30-26, and 30-18. They improved to 13 and 8. They've won 7 matches in a row. North Florida drops to 8 and 9. And successful IPFW Women's Volleyball Invitational for the host team, the IPFW Mastodons. We will take a quick break, come back with numbers and final comments. Again, IPFW wins this match tonight, 30-18. We're back with more IPFW Women's Volleyball in a moment here on College 5 Sports.
A rugged 5-game victory at Northern Illinois Tuesday, IPFW will host its annual Women's Volleyball Invitational Friday and Saturday at the Gates Center. The 9-8 Volleyball play Texas Pan American Friday at 2:30, then South Dakota State at 7:30. Saturday, IPFW meets Robert Morris at noon, then North Florida at 7:30. After a 5th-place finish at Western Illinois, the women's golf team will tee it up at Notre Dame over the weekend. The women's soccer team travels to Wisconsin Green Bay Sunday, while the men's soccer team visits Northern Illinois. The men will get their kicks back home against Buffalo on September 29th. And don't miss the Dons in the Con celebration in the Gates Center parking lot this Saturday from 11 a.m. until 2. There will be brand new IPFW Mid-Continent Conference gear available for purchase, free food and pop, plus a live band. I'm Kent Horman for Mastodon Athletics.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Along with Mark Franke, this is Mike Moss. Match tonight between the host IPFW Mastodons and the visiting Ospreys from the University of North Florida has just been completed. IPFW winning the match by scores of 30-17, 30-26, and 30-18. And Mark Franke, we can start to digest some of the numbers, but this was just one of those matches where IPFW was the better team on the floor tonight.
Well, I think the 2 key statistics are both error related. If we look at hitting, the hitting percentage difference was 29% to 10 or 11%. And that sounds really big, but I think the key to that was the fact that North Florida had 22 hitting errors and IPFW only had 9. Then if you look at serving, IPFW had 5 aces. Most of those came late in the match against 9 errors. not bad, but not good, but that's okay. And then you look at the North Florida serving stat, it's no aces against 13 errors, and so that's a big difference.
We've got some highlights to show our viewers here tonight from this match. Again, the Dons winning it in 3, and we see some good athleticism on the part of IPFW. Cross-court set by Jessica Dominiak.
I think IPFW used the line well from the left side tonight. Sonara Martin in particular.
Speaking of Sonara, there's a serve. And at the net, Rebecca Ream, I think, gets credit for that.
IPFW's blocking advantage was only 8-6, and 2 of them came at points 29 and 30 of the last game. So blocking was fairly even in terms of the statistic.
Another point there. Good dig that time by Amanda Feaster. Gets it back and puts it down.
I think what happened to North Florida more than anything here in the third game was that their ball handling broke down in the backcourt, both on serve receive for the passes, but also defensively on digs, that they didn't handle the ball well or control it well to allow their offense to run on transition.
And there's a shot that's just inside the line. And another IPFW point. And again, a workman-like victory for IPFW. And I know we talked about this at the start of the match, Mark, but IPFW 4 matches in about 30 hours. And fortunately for the Dons, no match went beyond the minimum 3 games.
That's right. So there are only 12 games played, and that's would normally be about 3 matches as opposed to 4. So that helped. But you could start to see some of the tiredness on both sides, but on the IPFW side particularly there at the end. But then Coach Hutton put in a bunch of the younger kids to play, and of course they came in with a lot of energy and fire, particularly Patty Acevedo, and did a nice job to terminate the match, get the win, go home, rest.
Well, again, the Dons improved to 13-8. Hopefully, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll take a final look at the numbers, and we hope also to find out who made the all-tournament team. Those final decisions are being made right now, but we'll take another timeout. Again, IPFW wins the match 30-17, 30-26, 30-18. We'll be back with more of the post-match report in a moment right here on College 5 Sports.
Pizza!
Pizza! Must eat.
Wait, what is this? Capsicum annum? Agaricus bisporus? Allium cepa?
Can we eat this?
Peppers, mushrooms, and onions. Eat your pizza, man.
Funny.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Life is good, but with a master's degree from IPFW, it could be even better. You could land a promotion, earn more money, become a leader in your field. And IPFW makes it easy. With affordable tuition, night and weekend classes, and more than 20 graduate programs from business to education to public affairs and more. Become the master of your future. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. Your graduate university.
Welcome back once again to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. IPFW has defeated North Florida tonight, 30-17, 30-26, 30-18. I'm Mike Moss, joined by IPFW assistant men's volleyball coach Mark Franke. And we're going to be able to announce the all-tournament team momentarily. But before we do that, Mark, let's take a look at some final numbers, final statistics here tonight in this match. IPFW did just about everything right, leading in every category.
Yeah, there was a dig advantage at the end. I hadn't noticed that developing, but a 14 dig advantage, which is pretty important.
39-37 in assists, 8-6 in blocks, 74-60 in digs, 45-37 in kills, 293 attack percentage as opposed to 105. Again, IPFW just controlled the match.
That's right, and that difference in the hitting percentage was partly kills, as we saw up there, but the statistic that wasn't shown on the screen were the errors.
Individually, IPFW led. Sonara Martins had 15 kills, Amanda Feaster 12, and Rebecca Ream 7. For North Florida, Megan Weissert with 11 kills, Amy Stroder with 8, and Emily Kohler with 6. From the setting position, so to speak, the setters, Jenna Thomas had 34 for North Florida, Jessica Dominiak 31 for IPFW. Peachy Jankowski, 27 digs tonight, one of 4 Dons in double figures in digs. So she did her thing rather well.
She did her thing rather well. If we can get the all-tournament team list here.
We're going to bother Rudy Jovic for a second.
There we go.
Thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy Francis, who I think really wants to be Rudy's boss, just gave us the list. And here is the all-tournament team. Monique Shaw from Texas Pan American, Jeanette Schneider from Robert Morris, Megan Weissert from North Florida.
And I commented on how well I liked the way she played tonight.
Yes. Amy Anderson and Christina Martin from South Dakota State, Peachy Jankowski and Rebecca Ream, both from IPFW, and the tournament MVP, IPFW's Sonara Martins. Your thoughts?
Can't argue with any of those choices. Peachy Jankowski was kind of the quiet hero of the team. You said she had 27 digs, and I wasn't really paying attention to that. That shows you a good libero can really help you.
27 digs. She also had a service ace. And that's another stat that we didn't see up earlier. IPFW tonight with 5 aces as opposed to 9 service errors. North Florida, no service aces and 13 service errors.
In fact, I think that one run of points was Peachy Jankowski serving, wasn't it? 7 or 8 points?
Yes.
And while she only got 1 ace in that whole thing, obviously she was serving very tough because North Florida wasn't able to run their offense inside out.
One person in double figures in kills for North Florida, that was Megan Weissert with 11, 8 for Amy Stroder. But again, IPFW, they're on a roll now, Mark. They've won 7 matches in a row, and when you stop and think, they started the season 0-4, having lost to Michigan State, to Ball State, to Xavier, all on the road, and then at home to Western Michigan. They have played quite well since then. And now the sky's the limit. 7 wins in a row. They're 12-8 overall. But now they're going to have a little bit of a break because their next match isn't until October 3rd up in Ypsilanti, Michigan against the Eagles of Eastern Michigan from the Mid-American Conference.
And that's just a quick drive up and back, so that's not much travel.
Then they're back at home on the 7th, which I believe is our next telecast, but I'm not 100% sure on that, against North Dakota State, another team like IPFW and like South Dakota State that is going to be joining the Mid-Con next year. And then again, as you see, hey, we are lucky. Our next telecast will be on October the 7th at 7 o'clock against North Dakota State. And that'll be a 7 o'clock start. And the replay of this match tonight will be seen on Sunday, October 1st at 7 p.m., IPFW and North Florida. So the run is on, and 7 match wins in a row. And I think we commented earlier this afternoon, I say we being on the radio side, Ken Horman and myself, about how there is no one that has replaced Fabiana Souza, but I think Kelly Hartley-Hutton has changed her process. Instead of a go-to gal, and Amanda Feaster said this to us, each person on the team is told that they are going to play a particular role, and if everybody does their job, it's still going to come out with a W for IPFW.
That's right. Sometimes when you have a player that's as good as Fabiana was and gets a lot of press attention, All-American candidate, all-conference. If we'd been in a conference, she certainly would have been all-conference. You tend, first of all, you tend to rely on her too much, and secondly, the other team can prepare for her and decide whether they're going to neutralize her or they're going to neutralize everybody else and let her get to her 20 kills or whatever, but neutralize everybody else. And so when you have a more balanced offense, the opposing team can't prepare quite like that. And especially then if you have someone who's having a bad night, you just go somewhere else until they work it out, or in this case, you can bring people off the bench because she's fairly deep. Coach Kelly Hartley-Hutton on her bench where she has some hitters she can bring in, move some people around. We've got some players who can play multiple positions, Amanda Feaster, Jessica Miller. So there are a lot of options when your team is well balanced. And the superstar idea may be great for the fans and great for the media, but sometimes for the team, it's easier to work with a team that doesn't have one.
And there's also a blending. You've got 3 seniors, Claire Jackson, I'm drawing a quick blank here, Amanda Feaster, and Nicole Howell, and yet you've got some freshmen like a Rebecca Ream, like a Shannon Reuter, who's going to be groomed to be a setter, filling in for the sophomore Jessica Dominiak. Jamie Schwartz is a freshman libero who Kelly thinks highly of based on her performance recently. So it's this mixture of senior leadership, freshmen, sophomores learning what it's like to play collegiate volleyball, and it's just a nice mix right now. And again, the Dons 7 wins in a row, 12 of their last 16 after that 0-4 start. And we'll just see how they perform down the road.
And they've got some rest now. That's great. They were able to play at home, even though it was a long weekend. At least they were playing at home. They've been on the road so much. And we talked earlier about how the record may not look as impressive compared to what we're used to at IPFW, given the quality of our programs historically in volleyball. You have to look at where they lost and whom they lost to. Some very good teams. I think you said last night that 2 of them are in the top 16 nationally.
Ohio State and Michigan, 2 of 5 Big Ten teams in the top 19 in the country that are both still undefeated entering play this weekend. So, that's some quality competition, and the Dons now are rising to the challenge. Final comments on this match tonight?
Well, it was a nice tournament. IPFW played well. Of course, the home team won. The hometown fans are happy with that, I'm sure. And I'm sure the coaching staff in IPFW overall, on balance, has to be happy with the performance of the team as a whole and also the players individually.
Well, that's about going to do it for us here from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center tonight. Again, IPFW beats everybody they invited to the party. They defeated Texas Pan American and South Dakota State yesterday. They defeated Robert Morris earlier today, and tonight they knock off the University of North Florida. Each of those 4 matches won by the Dons, 3-0. They now have won 7 matches in a row. They are 13-8 on the campaign. And again, their next match will be October 3rd at Eastern Michigan.
And we want to wish all of our competitors this weekend safe travel home.
That is true, to places like South Dakota, Florida where we need to go in the wintertime. And Texas, down near the Mexican border. And the greater Pittsburgh area for Robert Morris. Well, at this time, we would like to thank the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the city of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 5 sports telecast. This telecast of the IPFW Sports is copyrighted and is the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without expressed written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this telecast of IPFW Sports, and we thank you again for joining us this evening. For Mark Franke, this is Mike Maas saying so long for now. Once again, IPFW knocks off the University of North Florida tonight by scores of 30-17, 30-27, and 30-18. We will see you again on October 7th when North Dakota State comes to town. But until then, we wish you a very pleasant good evening as we say goodbye to you now from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.